Hungry, and not because I want to eat, because I'm celebrating liberalism. I'm celebrating democracy. I'm celebrating MAGA influence waning. We talked about this with Trump's winning. Trump's winning, but the left won in Australia. Trump's winning, Carney won in Canada. Trump's winning, but Albanese in Australia. The left won. Trump's winning, MAGA in Hungary. So as I talked about previously, but I wanted to come back to this, Peter Magyar, and I'm probably messing up his name. I don't speak Hungarian. He beat Viktor Orban in a landslide victory. Viktor Orban being Hungary is actually a funder of CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Committee in the United States. Kevin Roberts, as a reminder from 2025, Project 2025 said Hungary was the example, that liberalism is dead, that we need an illiberal democracy, and we need it to be a Christian authoritarian nationalism, essentially. J.D. Vance went there to promote Viktor Orban. Donald Trump has promoted Viktor Orban. Marco Rubio met with him. Viktor Orban was someone that stopped $90 billion of EU monies, because Hungary's in the EU, from going to Ukraine to defense against the authoritarian, murderous dictator, rapist Vladimir Putin. That now has been approved. Peter Magyar won. And there's some great videos. I would recommend anybody go out there and just see what this guy's doing. Is he going to be perfect? He's not. Nobody is. He comes from the right. So I do support people that are for liberalism. So they can be on the right. I didn't want to vote for them or didn't vote for them, but that doesn't mean that they aren't for liberalism, freedom of speech, freedom of rights, pluralism, secularism. Peter Magyar's from the right. He's not far right. But he fought for the rights of Hungarians and people worldwide. Moments after he, and so this is from the Guardian, and it inspires me. I don't have heroes, and I don't idolize or have idolatry, but I do have influences and inspirations. And Peter Magyar, from what I've read and what I've seen, inspires me. Moments after he was sworn in as Hungary's prime minister, Peter Magyar apologized to those who had been maligned by the state during Viktor Orban's time in power, as questions continue to swirl over what lies ahead for the country as it launches into a new era. He apologized to the Hungarian people, who a lot of them voted for Orban, for what Orban did to their country and to the people and to the media and to the rights and to the Supreme Court. Magyar used his first speech as prime minister on Saturday to address the many in Hungary who had paid a personal price for speaking up about the steady erosion of rights under Orban and his Fidesz party. Listen to this statement. I apologize to all those civilians, teachers, journalists, health workers, and public figures who have been stigmatized, harassed, or treated as enemies for daring to speak out. For daring to stand up for the vulnerable, for criticizing, or for simply expressing a different opinion, he said. I apologize. Think about what he did. It was a poignant nod to how Orban had targeted civil society groups and media outlets critical of his government for years, launching investigations, smear campaigns, and bogging them down in bureaucracy. So let's stop there. Investigations, smear campaigns, and bogging them down in democracy. So what has Donald Trump done? Sued CBS. He sued ABC. He sued the Wall Street Journal. He sued the BBC. He has gotten the government to pay him back for his legal fees for things that he was convicted of and part of the J6 insurrection. Does this sound familiar? I wonder why they liked Orban's group. I wonder why J.D. Vance went there and sucked Viktor Orban's dick. I wonder why. Those who went against the former leader, Viktor Orban, at times ended up in court. The liberal mayor of Budapest Gurgly Karaksoni, that's a tough one. And a Roma organizer and PEX were charged for organizing pride marches, a first in the EU. So they couldn't even have pride marches. One of the country's most prominent investigative journalists was charged with espionage. Sound familiar? In the wake of Magyar and his Tisza party's landslide victory, the espionage charges described by the Committee to Protect Journalists as baseless were dropped. Now I'm going to talk about Comey and what they're doing with him, how they're going after Mark Kelly. I'm equating this to the U.S. and MAGA. Here's another quote from Magyar. What connects us will be stronger than what divides us. Now, Orban, Trump, Putin, Netanyahu, a lot of people are not about stronger. MAGA, Trump, J.D. Vance, Stephen Miller, these people talk about the domestic left terrorists. If you're left, you're a terrorist. That's division. That's destruction. What connects us will be stronger than what divides us, he said. Hungary will be home for every Hungarian, and everyone can feel like they have a place in the Hungarian nation. Family, friends, and communities will be able to speak to each other again. There are a lot of people in Hungary that never thought that they would hear another statement like that. And some of the fears out there in this country is exactly the same. "16 years of Orban. His brother's a billionaire. His best friend, a plumber's a billionaire. Orban's trying to move money out. The president, because they have a prime minister and president, was shredding documents. The foreign minister communicated directly with Lavrov from Russia. This is Orban. This is MAGA. That's what it is. MAGA wanted to be Orban, but they lost because Trump's winning. It's winning in the opposite direction. It's a very special act, Veronica Kovesti said. There are material things that people want to see this government do, but there are also emotional expectations. We're talking about healing, a shift in public sentiment, or the way we talk to each other. Society wants this. But he highlights that making peace with something doesn't mean that we will forget it. We will not forget January 6th. We will not forget that there are federal judges and people that are being put into cabinets in the United States right now who won't even say that Biden won the 2020 election. That won't even say that Trump lost the general election to Hillary Clinton. Even though he still won the election, they still won't say he lost the popular vote. We won't forget it. Magyar ran a tight campaign, carefully staying on message as he sought to avoid providing fodder for the estimated 80% of Hungary's media controlled by who? Fidesz loyalists, people loyal to Orban. Let's equate that to MAGA. CBS, Paramount. Who's that bought by? Let's think. Larry Ellison and David Ellison, the owners of Oracle, who are big backers of Trump, who also now just bought Warner Brothers that Netflix was trying to buy, and they got it. Who bought TikTok? Let's see. Oh, that would be Ellison. That would be Mark Andreessen, Peter Thiel Group. So they talk about left-wing media. Who bought the Wall Street Journal? Let's see. That would be Rupert Murdoch from Fox. So same things going on. Now, the right would argue we've always had left-wing media, and it's still left-wing media. It's all left-wing media and ABC and all this other shit. Was there a left-wing slant? Yes, there was. I think the slant is to progressivism versus the neocon conservatism. How did anybody support destroying unions, to demonizing people with HIV, to getting rid of voting rights acts? the conservatives. Anita, this lady, said last month that she walked her dog in a park, a small city about 50 miles south of Budapest. And this is a great statement. Magyar is not a saint. Who is? But Fidesz needs to go, Orban's party. 70% of Hungarians who voted for Magyar wanted his government to do more to address the climate crisis and to protect LGBTQ plus rights, hinting at the conflicting pressure he faces. It's been a long time since I saw so many people, many happy, liberated people in Budapest. It's a great start. So, Trump is winning because he's winning for us. He's winning for liberalism. He's winning for center right, center left, progressives, leftists, because we're starting to realize that illiberal democracy is not the way to go. And I just looked this guy up. It is, read what he said. See the dance party. He did a DJ event. Peter Magyar is an inspiration for everybody. We are a global society in the US, in China, everywhere. Now, in Russia, you can't see this. Putin lost one of his best connections to the EU. He's miserable. Armenia is now leaving and not being supported by Putin. Now Putin is threatening Finland and threatening the Baltic states. And Orban was a supporter of that motherfucker. So look him up. This is a short pod about people that you should look at, read about, see what's going on in the EU, because it matters. It really matters. I know that MAGA doesn't think it does, that NATO doesn't matter, that the EU doesn't matter. Now that the Strait of Hormuz doesn't matter because we have oil here, it all matters. We think this world is a really big place, and it is and it is not. We need stuff from all over the world, and we need people from all over the world to make the world a better place. Peter Magyar, the new Prime Minister of Hungary, someone that has inspired me, and I hope inspires you. And thank you for watching this episode of The Way Left.